Hi there and welcome. I just wanted to do a quick message here. Most of the DYM team were off this past week, and I'm really glad they got a chance to rest and rejuvenate. And I also spent a good amount of time off. So, this is the last day before 2022. And I hope that you have spent some time reflecting on the amazing things that God has done in your life in 2021. There's always goodness that we can see if we look for it. There just always is, because He is a good God and He is faithful and He is doing good stuff in our hearts. And what I want to invite you to do is be curious about what He wants for you in the next season of your life. So in the whole next year, but also in the next 3 months, because a lot of times we get unfocused after 3 months. Most New Year's resolutions kind of wane after a certain amount of time. So my encouragement is to, have, whatever your kind of practice is to help you focus for the whole year. But I would say, see if you can get 3 themes of focus for the next 3 months so you can focus on those. So I call them the focus of mastery. And so I pray through that every quarter to see what God may want me to have focus on that quarter. And sometimes it's the same thing, a couple quarters in a row. But it just helps me to have a consistent eye on discerning what I think God's will is for me for that season. So I invite you to do that and do it in the different categories of your life if you'd like. I mean, for me, usually I have at least 1 for home, maybe 2, and then 1 or 2 for the organization. And so that's my work, DYM. So that's what I would invite you to do. And sometimes that's something like get healthy. That's definitely been what it has been in the past. Now, by God's grace, that focus of mastery has been accomplished and I feel very healthy and, tuning up some things here and there. But for the most part, I have my systems in place and that keeps me healthy. But aside from that, I've got some other goals and I think what God wants me to do in the organization and in some avocational goals as well. But I try not to do too many because I don't want stress or a deadline to hamper what maybe God wants a little more open-ended, and I'll discern what that looks like. So if you feel drawn to 2022 to really impact and improve your marriage, what I would invite you to do is get on a clarity call with one of my clarity advisors. You can go to delightyourmarriage.com/cc for that. And they can walk you through your story and if one of our programs could help you right now for these next 3 months. And then the other thing to keep in mind is maybe you need to save up some money in order to do a program. And our programs they're about the same amount as if you were paying for a weekly therapy. And so just in the same way that 3 months of weekly therapy, that's about the price of what my programs are, depending on what you select and that sort of thing. But the focus is really on what you need. And that's why a clarity call is so important, because it's helping to discern what do you actually need. And by God's grace, the testimonials speak for themselves on what God has done through this work. Aside from that, I have some really great free trainings coming up in mid to late March. And so I'm actually going to be redoing some major trainings that we've done in the past because I just want it to be fresh and I've got new insights to update with, and I'm just so excited about that. So between now and mid to late March might be your opportunity to save some money. And one thing to note, if you're a husband and you want your wife involved in DYM, you're going to have to get some strategy around it. So what I would invite you to do now, like immediately, is go to delightyourmarriage.com/advice. Sign up there. You're going to get access to a brief free video training that I've done for husbands in your situation. And then you can be setting yourself up for success by the time March rolls around and you want to invite your wife to do the free training with you, or actually enroll in a program. But it's not going to, you can't just, if you're far away from her ever being willing to do something like that, you've got to employ some kind of process to eventually get to a place where you can invite her and she would be receptive to it. So get that free training. There's nothing you can lose there. delightyourmarriage.com/advice. Do it as soon as you can, because I've got some stuff in there that you're going to have to implement over weeks and weeks and weeks. So by the time late to mid-March comes around, you'll be ready. Yeah, so aside from that, I just want to encourage you, don't let this moment slip by without having some goals. And if you haven't set them yet, you've got the next week. I mean, people are always excited about goals in the beginning of January anyway, so it's perfect timing for you to get excited about it. Yeah, I'm just wishing you a wonderful new year. God bless you. Thank you for being part of my life and part of the DYM family. And I look forward to speaking with you in the new year. God bless.